Swamin namaste natalokabandho karunya sindho patitam bhavabdhau mamuddharatmiya kataksha drishtya rijvyati karunya sudhabhivrishtya Swamin namaste Swamin namaste Swamin namaste Swamin namaste Jnanaswarupam nijabhavayuktam Anandamanandakaram prasannam Yogindramidhyam Bhavarogavaidyam Srimadgurum Nityamaham Namami Srimadgurum Nityamaham Namami Nityaya Satyaya Chidatmakaya Navyaya Bhavyaya Paratparaya Shuddhaya Buddhaya Niranjanaya Namostu Nityam Guru Shekharaya Namostu Nityam Guru Shekharaya Namostu Nityam Guru Shekharaya Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru. Today, I am taking up Swamiji's Prabhata Rashmih talk from Prabhata Rashmih book, volume 1, number 28, and spoken on 10th July 1998. The heading given is Shraddha, the Watchword. And I think many of you have heard Swamiji speak about Shraddha, attention. And for a spiritual seeker, attention is very, very important. Attention to our thoughts, to our speech, to our actions, behavior, interaction, everything. And through that attention, actually, we can divinize the whole life. So let us see what Swamiji is telling us in this Prabhata Rashmih. The introduction given to this talk is like this. The dawn of Guru Purnima saw a few young devotees carrying hot water for others. In fact, the number of permanent residents of the ashram being very low, very few, many of the visiting devotees have to play host in many ways. This gives them a rare scope for service, which when rendered with the right attitude, can help the seekers a great deal in purifying and expanding their mind and heart. It also gives the participants an opportunity to learn how Swamiji would like the devotees to do any work, be it serving food lovingly and well, or cleaning flowers carefully with devotion, or setting the microphone and the recording system with sensitivity and attention. A large part of the discussions in the satsangs these days were on perfection in all actions, big or small, and on behavioral refinement and sensitivity. In short, Swamiji wanted the seekers to convert all activities throughout the day into sadhana and to carry the ashram to their home instead of bringing their home to the ashram. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam tatpara samyate indriyaha. Swamiji starts like this. So introduction is this, what I just now read. Obviously, this is the talk on 10 July 1998. So obviously, it was after the Guru Purnima of that year. And it is written that the dawn of Guru Purnima saw a few young devotees carrying hot water for others. 1998 means how many years back? So many years back. Those days, ashram was much smaller than what you see now. And many of the facilities were not there. Our main building was a kacha building with laterite walls plastered with cement and tiled roof. Leaks were there. Then many times there will be white ants. Rainy season will be damp and leaking from here and there. There were difficulties, and many other modern facilities were absent. So this sentence says young devotees were carrying hot water to everybody. Our ashram is quite spread out. The buildings are spread out. The guest houses are spread out. And especially in rainy season, everybody needs hot water to take bath. And in an ashram, everybody takes bath early in the morning. So we didn't have geysers in our rooms or bathrooms as we have now. So how would hot water be reached? So some of the visiting devotees who were the young ones, and some of our workers, even some middle-aged devotees who were quite strong, would carry hot water in pitchers to each and every room early in the morning, starting maybe from 3:30 in the morning. One worker from the who stayed in the village, most of our workers are in this village itself, would come very early and in a firewood oven, big oven, he would heat water in a big vessel. And from that vessel, pitchers of water were carried to different rooms. So Swamiji is mentioning about that. I think those days, this was the system, and slowly, immersion rods came, geysers came, many other facilities came. As everything in the world started getting more modernized and advanced, slowly ashram also could have some of the facilities. Now, those who have carried such, done such service to everybody, those who are young and have become older now, sometimes they reminisce about those days. It was a very joyful scene. Right from 3 o'clock there will be lot of commotion. You can hear whispering voices going and coming with the pitchers of water. Sometimes there will be heavy shower during those days. Early in the morning there will be heavy showers, and those who were volunteering to take the water would get wet and still take the pitchers of water. Swamiji is referring to that. And he's saying, this gives them a rare scope for service. Definitely rare scope, because this kind of service you won't get otherwise, which when rendered with the right attitude can help the seeker a great deal in purifying and expanding their mind and heart. Actually, any kind of service, especially those services which needs lot of one's own effort, time, energy, etc., if it is done with a real good attitude, it only helps and expands the mind. It also gives the participants an opportunity to learn how Swamiji would like the devotees to do any work. And since the devotees, especially who had come from outside, they not only were coming to participate in the retreat, they were also becoming hosts in certain matters. And it gave them the scope of learning how Swamiji would like any of us to do any work that comes up. That is what we learn from our Guru when we are in close association. So obviously, Swamiji, if he happened to see any work, he would correct them for improvement. And when those are received, it's a blessing. So how Swamiji would like the devotees to do any work, be it serving food lovingly and well, or cleaning flowers carefully with devotion, or setting the microphone and the recording system with sensitivity and attention. So many work were there, not only reaching the hot water, cleaning flowers for Pushpa Samarpanam, feeding everybody. And those days, for a long time, even very recently, only the devotees and the inmates we were feeding in the Annakshetra, serving food. So, any work done with attention, love, and a proper attitude would bring a lot of joy and a purification to the mind, expansion to the mind. So, Swamiji is talking about not Swamiji, this is an introduction, so whoever has written the introduction says that in every work, Swamiji would be watching and telling people how to do any of those works. A large part of discussion in the satsangs these days were on perfection in all actions. This is what we want, big or small. So we have to be perfect in any action, whatever we do, even if it's small, like spreading a cloth on the table, keeping a chair, putting the microphone, cleaning the flowers, feeding the people. Even in one's room, the room should be kept very clean and neat. And suppose we have gone to the market and bought some items, then keeping the accounts properly, seeing that everything according to the list has come or not, nothing more, nothing less. The bills are proper. These are all attention. And these help in behavioral refinement and sensitivity. In short, Swamiji wanted the seekers to convert all activities throughout the day into sadhana. You know, one can do work with lot of joy, love, attention, interest, only when if we think that, oh, this work has come to me and I have to do it. Taking it as sadhana. If we don't take it as sadhana, sadhana means what? Sadhana is for our improvement. So if we want our improvement, sadhana is indispensable. And when we are considering each and every piece of work as sadhana, what happens is that we become refined in our mind. We find an interest to do the work. Otherwise, sometimes we'll feel that, oh, I don't want this kind of things to do, but it is always, I'm always having to do this. So there will be a grudge or grumbling in the mind. Swamiji says, carry the ashram to the home instead of bringing the home to the ashram. That is, whatever you learned in the ashram, carry it to the home. That is, you go and also follow it in your home. Don't bring your homely habits to the ashram. That is, you come to the ashram, but you keep on remaining as you are in the home. No discipline, no timing, not doing things with attention. That should not be. You learn here and go and follow it in your home. Then it will be meaningful. So Swamiji now starts the talk. He chants this shloka from Bhagavad Gita. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam tat para samyatendriyaha. Bhagavad Gita 4.39. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Bhagavad Gita says, it is the man of Shraddha who gets jnana. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. The man who has Shraddha, labhate, attains jnanam, wisdom. Tatparaha. Tatparaha means he must be given to the pursuit of the wisdom, considering it to be the supreme. Tatparaha. That is the supreme knowledge. So one must be giving the supreme place to the supreme knowledge. We should dwell on the supreme knowledge. Samyatendriyaha means he must always have the senses under control. And all this Shraddha can happen. One can also remain tatparaha only when one's senses are under one's control. That is, the senses are not allowed to go here and there without any restraint. A life of indulgence is antagonistic to the spiritual path. The life of indulgence, that is, whatever you wish to do, even though you know that it is not good for you, but you still indulge in it. Swamiji says it is absolutely antagonistic. It is absolutely bad for spiritual path. Life has to be regimented, constantly and attentively focused on the jnana. Regarding jnana to be the supreme, more important than anything else in life. Life has to be regimented, that is, life has to be disciplined. Disciplined. And what further? It has to be constantly and attentively focused on the jnana. One must constantly dwell on the jnana. What is the jnana? That I am the self, I am the eternal changeless self and not this body. And all the actions that I do, I am not the doer. I am created by some, some power whom we call either Brahman or God. And I am this self, everything is the self, and self alone is. This is the jnana. That is, the whole universe is divine. Everything is divine because it is created by the divinity. This jnana, regarding jnana to be the supreme, more important than anything else in life. Anything else in life is not as important as this jnana. That is, whatever we do, we remain in the jnana and we do. If whatever you do does not involve you, does not give you joy, it means that you do not have Shraddha. Just now I was saying, if you do things with Shraddha, we have interest, we feel happy to do it. But if suppose any work, you do not get joy out of it, you don't feel involved, still with your limbs and mind you are doing it, that means you do not have Shraddha. So Shraddha is not there. Well, it is possible that your faculties get tired and they need rest. When I was using a manual typewriter, after writing many pages, I generally write directly with the typewriter. I would sometimes start making mistakes. Swamiji says the Shraddha can become less at times when we are tired. But otherwise, our Shraddha should be there for all activity that we face, we have to do. Then he is giving an example that when the body is tired, sometimes our Shraddha falls. And as an example, he is saying he was using manual typewriter. Swamiji always used to write English with a typewriter. Malayalam, etc., he would write with hand those days. But later now, with the advanced computer and all that, everything is on the computer. So those days, Swamiji is talking about the manual typewriter that he was using, and after typing for a long time, he would start making mistakes. He's taking this example just to say that sometimes when the body and mind becomes tired, we make mistakes. Shraddha falls. The faculties would not coordinate properly anymore. Then, at that time, I would say, the system is tired. I shall stop today. That is, he would tell himself that the system inside is tired, so I will stop today. When there is fatigue, tamoguna takes over, forcing us to take rest or sleep. Except those times, you must be able to apply your faculties with attention and sensitivity to whatever you are doing and find it joyful too. He's saying that except when the body is tired, rest of the time while doing work, you must find joy in it. You must be focused with attention to the work that you are doing, and you must derive joy while doing the work. It's not that after the work is done and you get a desired result, you become joyful. See, there is a mark the difference. One is generally we take up a work and we have a desired outcome, and if the outcome comes in a desired manner, then we are happy. It is not that. It is while doing work, you are so attentive to the work, you are so interested that while doing work, you are deriving joy. The work itself is giving you joy. That is the way of Shraddha, when we do work with Shraddha. Now Swamiji is talking about Pushpa Samarpanam. One day in the Prabhata Rashmih talks, I said that Swamiji has talked about Pushpa Samarpanam in Prabhata Rashmih talk. Let us see what he says. Whatever we have read up to now, what is Swamiji saying? Every action has to be with attention, has to be with focus, deriving joy out of it, so that your mind becomes refined, your mind becomes expanded. And how you can do it? You have to have Shraddha, Shraddhavan labhate jnanam, and also tat paraha. You have to have your total focus and dwelling on the wisdom. Also samyate indriyaha. Your indriyas, the sense organs, should be under restraint. Then only the work will be done with attention, which will give you joy. This Pushpa Samarpanam is an exercise which can measure your Shraddha and also help you to develop it. See, I don't know whether we think like that. What is Swamiji saying? This Pushpa Samarpanam is an exercise which can measure your Shraddha and also help you develop it. So Shraddha can be developed even by this Pushpa Samarpanam which you are doing every day. How? And not only Pushpa Samarpanam, he is taking the example of Pushpa Samarpanam, but actually it is to be applied to every work that we are doing. The manner in which you receive the petals from Ma, the way you walk and offer the flowers, the beauty, elegance, or refinement with which you do it, speak about your Shraddha. See, Swamiji is so observant. He's saying what? Now in Pushpa Samarpanam, if we think about it, many of you know, many new people who may be watching, you may not know, that in the mornings, and those days, in the earlier days, we used to have it at 7 a.m. After the prayers were over, we keep Swamiji's seat. Somebody would pluck flowers, and some will clean the flowers in a very nice manner. And amidst the chanting of Guru Stotras, I will give out flowers to everybody who will be standing in queues. Come, receive the flowers. go and offer at Poojya Swamiji's holy feet. So Swamiji is saying that even this Pushpa Samarpanam can help you develop Shraddha, the manner in which you receive the petals from Ma. How you go and receive the petals. Some will come and take the petals from my hand. Before I have given the petals, they will clasp the fist. Sometimes when my hand gets clasped, so they are in hurry. You have to be slow, you have to be attentive, you have to be indrawn, you have to have devotion while taking. And then, how you take the petals from Ma, the way you walk and offer the flowers, the beauty, elegance or refinement with which you do it. When you offer the flowers, is it a beautiful act, or you just offer? Or are you doing it with refinement, with devotion? What is your attitude? All speak about your Shraddha. Even when, say, people are queuing, generally there is a ladies' queue and a gents' queue. How you are standing? Are you chanting? Is it that you are just chanting, or you are also trying to go deep into the meaning of the words? That is, go indrawn, inward while chanting. Are you sensitive when the queue goes forward? Are you sensitive enough to go forward, or you just stand where you are? And then slowly, when your turn comes, you come to receive the flowers from me. All these mark the Shraddha. In all these, there is an expression. It is not an expression of the body. The mind, consisting of emotions, attitudes, feelings, etc., constitute the Shraddha coordinate in you. Swamiji says in all this, it is not an expression of the body. Though we are standing in a queue, we are walking towards Ma, we are stretching out our hand, all our bodily actions. Then we are walking towards Swamiji and then placing the flowers at his feet. Swamiji says it is not only bodily expression, it is the mind consisting of emotions, attitudes, feelings, etc., constitute the Shraddha coordinate in you. It is the sentiment, emotions, feelings, attitudes, etc., they should be prominent. How you offer the flowers. Some will take the flowers in hand and then just throw the flowers like this. It is like this. The best is to take the flowers and pour it on the feet in a very gentle manner, like this. And that too, while pouring, what should be the feeling? The feeling of surrendering oneself at the feet of the Mahatma, the Sadguru. While offering, a petal falls outside the cloth. There is an asan, cloth asan under Swamiji's feet. Sometimes, while offering, one of the petals may fall outside. The offerer picks it up and offers it. A cloth is kept here as a sacred place where the flowers are to be offered. An asan is kept under the feet of Swamiji to mark a place which is considered to be a sacred place, which is clean. So the flowers are to be offered in such a manner that the flowers fall on the feet and remains in the boundary of the cloth. Suppose a petal has gone off and fallen outside. It's not to be offered because it has fallen on the floor, which may not be clean. The rest of the place is trampled upon. The asan, boundary of the asan is the sacred place, clean. Rest of the place is trampled upon. when a petal falls outside this perimeter, why collect it and put it on the cloth? See, it gives you a scope of developing Shraddha. So one should be having Shraddha to understand that when something falls outside, suppose we are taking food, we take a plate, and while taking, say whether it is rice, chapati or anything else, suppose something falls outside the plate, we generally don't pick up and take it, keep it in the mouth, put it in the mouth, because we are considering the perimeter or the boundary of the plate as the clean part. Similarly, the flower, if it has fallen outside the perimeter of the asan, it is not again to be offered. So to know this and to do this is a part of Shraddha, developing Shraddha. One devotee moved the flowers like this. Swamiji demonstrated, pushing the heap of flowers with the back of the hand instead of using the palm in a gentle manner. That is not the way. You see, it expresses a lack of love and attention. Sometimes when many people are there, offering flowers by so many people, there will be heap of flowers on Swamiji's lotus feet. Some, they want to remove the flowers and free Swamiji's feet a little bit. Even there is lot of refinement and beauty in how you do it. Some will start with both the hands doing like this and trying to remove the flowers. There are some who will slowly move and free Swamiji's feet in a very beautiful manner. It should never be done in a haphazard, uncouth manner. It should also look like when we put rangoli in the place of worship, how our hands move. Similarly, the puja flowers, the flowers of worship, when we have to remove them also, our hands should move in this artistic manner and not in an uncouth, an ugly manner. I used to observe S, gently walking backward after the prostration. So Swamiji has observed some devotee who after prostration would not show the back, but would walk backwards. That is, not showing the back to Swamiji. He would prostrate before Nutun Swamiji from the opposite side, turn eastward to prostrate before Ma, and then again walk backward. His idea was that after prostrating before anybody, you should not show your back or feet in that direction. This is a refined devotional discipline. Swamiji is talking about this, keeping Shraddha the watchword. And why? Because he is observing in devotees, especially during the Pushpa Samarpan, there is lot of scope to observe who is doing what. You can understand the attitudes, the restlessness, the anxieties, the feeling of, whether I'm doing, one becomes very conscious, am I doing right? All those should go. We have come to offer our devotion. Maybe we have been given some flowers to offer. Do it with whole heart. Swamiji is talking about one particular person whom he had observed that he would always do the pranam in such a manner that feet will not be turning to any of us, neither to Swamiji, not to Nutun Swamiji, not to Ma. And while going back after prostration, will go backward so that the back is not shown. This is a refined devotional discipline. Now I find that the working girls here have also started doing it without anybody telling them. Some of the workers, they come sometimes for Pushpa Samarpanam, they must have watched, and they are also following this discipline. My dear seekers, if you observe people, there is a lot to learn. I wonder whether you utilize the opportunity enough to generate Shraddha. I wonder whether you utilize the opportunity enough to generate Shraddha. Swamiji is saying that there is a lot of opportunity to learn and be Shraddhavan, but he is doubtful whether people are using the opportunities to generate Shraddha. Are you coming prepared to participate in the recitations heartily and fondly? If you really do so, you will find how much of sublimity it can generate in your being. He is saying that, are you coming for the prayers? And are you coming prepared to participate in the recitation of the shlokas? If you come prepared with a very interested, enthusiastic mind, that attitude, then you will find there will be lot of sublimity generated in your being. It is a splendid opportunity. All of you should examine yourselves whether you are using the occasion properly. Now he is talking to whom? This is after Guru Purnima, where many devotees have come. At other times also there are devotees. So ashram is a place where some residents are there and some devotees who come from outside and they stay. Why people are coming to the ashram? To have some benefit of staying in the ashram, to be disciplined maybe, to get some peace, to be refined. So Swamiji is saying there is so much opportunity here. First he spoke about the Pushpa Samarpanam, that how you can become full of Shraddha and be happy doing this little act of offering flowers even can be so joyful. Now he is talking about the prayers, I think. So he says that, it is a splendid opportunity. All of you should examine yourselves whether you are using the occasions properly. Every devotional exercise is pursued with a view to generate this sublimity and purity. Every devotional exercise, what we do here, Pushpa Samarpanam is a devotional exercise, prayers are a devotional exercise which happens twice a day. It is done to generate what? Sublimity and purity. If you fail, if you fail in generating this, you fail in everything. If you fail in generating this, you fail in everything. You don't like to go to the prayers. Oh, what will I gain by the prayers? You feel. But why the prayers are there? Why in any institution, devotional or spiritual institution, prayers are there? Because if you take the opportunity that you are getting to be in the prayers and take it to heart in the proper manner with proper attitude, you will gain immensely in sublimity, in refinement. People feel that I am associated with the ashram, I am associated with my guru. Nothing has happening to me. Nothing happens because you don't take the opportunities. You do not pursue the opportunities. That is why mostly people do whatever they like. Whatever they want to leave out, they will leave out. Whatever they want to do, they will do only that. But as Swamiji always says, he says that it is easy to do what you like, but it is better to do what you do not like. That gives you mental strength and mental expansion. So, he says that if you fail in generating this, you fail in everything. People complain that they don't advance in meditation. What is the reason? It is the poverty of their mind and heart. They don't understand that meditation is a very fond pursuit. They don't take to meditation with enough fondness. Many people are there after initiation, after some time when Swamiji asked them, they said, no, we don't sit, Swamiji. We get distracted, so many thoughts come, and then there is so much work to do. Whenever we are doing our work, we chant our mantra. But did the Guru give the initiation in that manner? The Guru sat with the disciple for some time in meditation, gave a mantra, and gave instructions that you should do this. Your pursuit, your sadhana should be to sit on your asana and meditate every day, at least once, if not twice. How do you give it up? You are not doing it. So that is why people take to what they like, and that is why improvement does not take place. That is, we are indulging in our wishes alone. Samyate indriyaha. We want to do something else at that time. When there is time for meditation, one of the senses wants to do something else. So we go and do that. We don't sit for meditation. That is why this word, samyate indriyaha. Restrain your senses. Restrain your senses. Many devotees want to serve food. Earlier, as I said, people used to be happy also to serve food. It is good. I would like all of you to be fit to serve food in the Annakshetra. You know how tenderly, lovingly, and sensitively food should be served. Food should be served with lot of tenderness, love. Swamiji used to tell us, when Swamiji was active and would roam around, he would find imperfections in us, and he has corrected us many times. He used to say that if you want to serve food especially, you should serve food to the first person with whatever attitude, enthusiasm, interest, happiness you are serving the first person. You should be serving even the last person with that much of enthusiasm. You should not become tired and then sit down. Everybody has to be given the same care, same fondness, same attention. Whether somebody's food is over, he always used to tell us that do not wait for somebody to ask for an item. You should be so attentive to understand who needs what and reach that person with the item before he has to ask. Don't allow them or don't give them any opportunity to ask from you. So that is why in Guru Sannidhi, when we are working in Guru Sannidhi, we improve. Of course, the will to improve is there. Will to improve. So he's saying that very rarely you get an opportunity to serve food to so many devotees. And this one item of work is sufficient for your growth, provided you take to it with Shraddha. More of Shraddha can be had in it than in meditation or absorption. So, before serving, humbly inquire whether there are any special disciplines you have to abide by. So, food has to be served. Swamiji is saying what? More of Shraddha. Why this Shraddha word is coming? Don't forget the Bhagavad Gita shlokas. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. If you want jnana, you have to have Shraddha. That is why Swamiji is talking on Shraddha. Unless you have Shraddha, you do your work haphazardly, without any attention, without sensitivity, you are not going to attain jnana at all. Along with that, tatparaha. You have to abide by that supreme knowledge. And samyate indriyaha. You should be having restrained senses. So Swamiji is saying that even through feeding, you can have enough Shraddha, even more than what you get doing meditation. It's a great opportunity to serve. When you serve anybody, here he's talking about food, then there is so much of opportunity. When you are serving food, serve like an angel. If you serve with a cheerful, radiant face, everybody will be happy. So what? When we are serving food, we should be serving with a cheerful mind, happy mind, and loving mind. The look is not of your body, but of your heart, of your love, fondness, and feeling. Sometimes while reading these Prabhata Rashmis, I feel how these words and expressions come out from a Mahatma, because he lives it. He lives it. See, what a beautiful sentence. The look on your face is not a look of your body. It is not that your face is looking brilliant or radiant or loving. How this expression is coming? That expression is actually being generated in yourself, in your heart, but of your heart, of your love, fondness, and feeling. In the kitchen, we try to exercise maximum care. We purchase 2 sets of new clothes for the cooks and ensure that they maintain cleanliness. This Swamiji is talking about the Guru Purnima and retreat time. When many devotees are here, that time special cooks come and we give them dresses so that they can wear clean dresses every day and cook. Otherwise, in the normal running of the ashram, the cooks are given dresses and we make sure that they are always clean. While cooking, while taking articles, passing them over or keeping them, serving and refilling the vessels, everywhere, my dear souls, a lot of Shraddha is necessary. Generally, I do not go there during food time because serving is not done to my satisfaction. Swamiji is saying this also. What Swamiji wants, how it should be done while cooking, while taking articles, passing them over or keeping them, serving and refilling the vessels. Everywhere, my dear souls, a lot of Shraddha is necessary. Generally, I do not go there during food time because serving is not done to my satisfaction. Swamiji says that he would like everybody to do it, but people are not following everything with Shraddha, so he hardly goes there. I remember when I first came to the ashram first, Swamiji said, and I had the rarest and blessed opportunity to cook food and serve Swamiji and Mataji right from the first day. So I was cooking in the kitchen. At that time there was firewood oven. I did not know how to handle a firewood oven, but I learned. And there was a gas burner also. That was just for making tea, coffee, etc. So, the first thing which Swamiji had said, I still remember, and I think I had tried my best to follow it ever since and do it now also. Swamiji said, when you are cooking, if somebody comes into the kitchen, he or she should not feel that a lot of work is going on here. The place should be as clean as when you have finished and cleaned it up. That means what? Shraddha at every point. While cooking, some water will fall somewhere on the platform, some masala will fall, sometimes the milk will spill. While making tea or coffee, something will spill. The oil vessels will become very oily. So every time, then and there, you keep on cleaning and wiping. The gas burner, many people have a habit that after everything from morning to lunchtime, everything is cooked, the gas will remain very dirty. Their they tell that it can be done at the end. But that is not what Swamiji taught us. It should be clean then and there. While cooking, sometimes when we season something, some oil will splash and fall on the gas burner, or maybe some masala will fall. Clean it immediately. So this is what, it is not that why we are doing it like this. It happens, it is useful for developing Shraddha, and then it becomes a habit. So, Swamiji says, serve lovingly the right quantity with a right size spoon. This is also very, very important. The quantities should be served with right size spoon. Suppose some quantities like achar and everything has to be given only little. And you take a very big spoon for serving it. And maybe the sambar or dal has to be given in large quantities. There you take a small spoon and try to give to one person 10 times. So Swamiji is very particular that according to the item, how much you have to give, you must have the spoons. You must have the size of the vessel also. Serve lovingly the right quantity with a right sized spoon. Serve without delay and without haste. Each item at the right time in the proper order. Fill the vessels to the extent necessary so that not much is left in the vessels after each batch is over. Refill each item before serving a new batch. See, when people are taking food, we have to take the food to them for second helping or sometimes third helping. So, in those vessels, we should not keep on refilling too much. That is, after the first batch is over, lots should not be left over in those serving vessels. Then they become cold. So one has to be very attentive to see, while one batch is getting over, we should not refill too much. Too much means more than necessary. And when the second batch comes in, we should refill newly so that things are still hot. Take care that the rim of the vessel does not become dirty while serving. Nowadays, very good vessels are available. A stainless steel vessel should be handled in a stainless manner. A stainless steel vessel should be handled in a stainless manner. And Swamiji always is very particular that suppose a vessel is there, we are inserting the serving spoons and serving and keeping the spoon inside. And second time when we are serving, we are keeping the spoon at other place. So the whole rim becomes stained with whatever is the item. So he says that use only one place to keep the spoon back and not soil the whole rim of the vessel. He says that now he is telling in this talk, a stainless steel vessel should be handled in a stainless manner. All these are, actually we never think that how much attention is necessary. Don't forget to wash your hands before entering the kitchen or the serving area. Tie your hair or sari or uttariyam well. While serving any item, the spoon should never touch the leaf of plate. And do I need to say, never put your finger in the mouth while serving food. That is not only finger. While serving food with our hand, we should not, suppose something you are feeling in the gum or tooth, your finger should not go inside the mouth. Then you have to wash your hand. If you have handled your hair, go and wash your hand. Because these are not hygienic. If you take to the disciplines fondly, you will find how this work becomes a great sadhana for you. Now, you have to understand that these disciplines the Guru is talking about, because the Guru knows through these small disciplines how greatly you will be rewarded in your sadhana. He knows it. But if you feel that, oh, what are these? They're very trivial things. I know how to serve. I'm doing it for so many years in my house. What is that to learn so much? Then you will be at a loss. You will be at a loss. There is another side of the sadhana. People have assembled here from different parts of the country and outside. In the ashram, people assemble from different parts of the country and outside. Never allow your mind to get irritated or agitated over the habits of people. People will have different habits. Learn to make a provision in your mind for everybody's habit. You must be able to accommodate everybody's habit. It may not be like yours. It may not be what you like. It may be very different. But don't get irritated. Don't become angry. Accommodate. Where correction or improvements are possible, try to suggest sweetly and humbly. Suppose some suggestions or corrections, or you have to tell somebody is doing something absolutely opposite to what we observe, you have to tell. But do it in a very soft and humble manner, not angrily, not hurting the person. Mostly what happens is that the person gets hurt, offended, and that is because how we have told the person. Where correction or improvements are possible, try to suggest sweetly and humbly, or wait for an opportunity to suggest without hurting anybody's feelings. This not to hurt anybody's feelings should be an aim. Adveshta sarvabhutanam. Yasman no dvijate lokaha. All these are in Gita. That from your behavior, your talk, nobody should be hurt. So, if you have to say something and there is a possibility that the other person may get offended, think in your mind how impersonally, matter-of-factedly you can tell that improvement or correction without getting irritated or annoyed. Say it lovingly. Swamiji always says, own the person and then talk. What is the meaning of owning a person? Just like mostly when we see somebody doing something against the observances or against what should be done, we get irritated, annoyed, a feeling of disgust comes in the mind. Keeping that in mind, we talk. We may not express it, but in our talk and expression it comes out. But suppose we own the person. When we are talking like that, which hurts the person, means we have made the person that you have done a mistake. We are not saying it, but we absolutely make him understand that you have done a mistake. Not that. Own a person. You know what is the best way to say in an ashram? Because so many people come, and everybody who comes to a guru's ashram, they feel that guru is his own. He feels, I am owned by the guru. With the love for the guru, they are coming. And when they are not able to observe something, maybe because of ignorance, because of their inattention, they have done some mistake. And somebody tells with a little annoyance, one feels hurt. So, owning means whatever we have to say, that person should not feel that you are pointing out a mistake. The best way to say is, in the ashram, Swamiji always likes us to do in this manner. Not that, you should not do this way. You should do it this way. Not that. Bring in Swamiji's wishes everywhere. say that Swamiji likes us to do in this manner. Swamiji would like us to observe this in this manner. He becomes very happy. Then everything is over. Swamiji wishes us to observe this in this manner. So you have included the person in Swamiji's fold. You are Swamiji's, so please observe it in this manner. That's all. So this is how we can own a person. Look into your own mind to detect subtle notes of pettiness, greed, competition, temptation to excel others or to do things abruptly. We have to be very careful to introspect and see whether these are there in our mind. Look into, first Swamiji is saying that we should give suggestions or improvements without hurting anybody's feelings. And he says, look into your own mind to detect subtle notes of pettiness, greed, competition, temptation to excel others or to do things abruptly. Wherever some work is to be done, make sure whether you are fit for it. Suppose some work is to be done. You go there and start doing it. Maybe you do not know it. But you should not think that, oh, I know, I can do. Ask somebody. Even if you feel that you are ready, find out whether your joining the team will really help or hinder. Otherwise, wait and observe. That is humility. Swamiji is saying, look into your own mind to detect subtle notes of pettiness, greed, competition. That is a greed to do whichever work you feel you want to do. Competition. Oh, in this team only these people have been taken, I also know. This is competition. Temptation. All this should be removed. So if some work has to be done, first ask whether your help is necessary. If they seek your help, come and do the work. You may wonder how this Shraddha or subtle refinement are going to help you in God realization. You may wonder how this Shraddha, because Swamiji is talking about what? Pushpa Samarpanam, feeding, then other things which happens in the ashram. All these things, very petty things, Swamiji, trivial things. He has not talked about meditation. He has not talked about listening to the lectures. Nothing he has talked. He has talked about what? He has talked about the activities which are going in the ashram, the Pushpa Samarpanam, then participation in the prayers, then going and serving food to the people, etc., etc. And Swamiji says, you may wonder how this Shraddha or subtle refinement are going to help you in God realization. I have been trying hard to drive home one point. In the pursuit of God realization, your focus should always be on your mind. It is your mind that has to be purified. If you want God realization, focus has to be your own mind and it has to be purified. See, this is what in all Prabhata Rashmih ultimately Swamiji comes down to purity of mind, and that is what is the sole message of the Upanishads. Yada sarve pramuchyante kama yesya hridishritaha atho kama yesya hridishritaha atha marto amrito bhavati yatra brahma samashnute. When all the impurities in the form of desires leave the mind, then what happens? The mortal man becomes immortal and realizes this Brahman. When the desires go, he understands that he is the immortal Brahman. So purity of the mind is the sole aim in this spiritual path, spiritual knowledge. I have been trying hard to drive home one point. In the pursuit of God realization, your focus should always be on your mind. It is your mind that has to be purified. With God, you don't have to do anything. We don't have to do anything for God. God doesn't need our worship. It is for our own purification of the mind that we worship. He is already present everywhere. God is present everywhere. And you cannot improve Him or strengthen Him, bring Him nearer or drive Him away. God is present everywhere. Neither we can improve Him, nor we can strengthen Him, nor we can bring Him nearer or send Him away. God is always everywhere. So, all the disciplines and exercises are meant only for your mind. To make your mind free of desires, free of ego, free of likes and dislikes, which are the real obstructions keeping your vision solid. So, the disciplines and exercises are meant for purification of our own mind. The mind should become free of desires, ego, likes and dislikes, because these are the obstructions for self-knowledge. When I am repeatedly stressing this point, why is it not striking your mind deeply? Swamiji is saying, I am repeatedly stressing these points, but these points do not enter you. शांति छूट गई है. उसका कारण क्या है? भगवान या अपना मन. मन ही है कारण. उसमें अहंकार है, आशा है. अभिमान नहीं छूटा है. कुछ ना कुछ दोष वहाँ गहराई से बैठा है. यही है कारण. Swamiji speaks in Hindi, few sentences. Peace is lost. What is the reason? God or your mind. Mind is the reason. There is ego, desire. Pride has not gone. Some of the other defect is deeply embedded there. That is the reason. If you say peace is lost, then the defects are in your mind. And those are desires and ego. Shraddha is to be cultivated with a view to discover one's own disharmonies, distractions, slips, and inattentions, and to remove them outright. Shraddha is to be cultivated, to discover. First, Shraddha is to be cultivated. Why? To discover one's own disharmonies, deficiencies, distractions, inattentions and all that. And should be removed. First of all, unless we are attentive not only outside, inside what are the defects in us. We have to be attentive enough to find out each and every black spot in our inside. Like suppose we are walking on the path, slush was there, a car has gone and a slush has splashed on our dress. What do we do when we wash it? We try to find out the places where the dress has got slush or mud marks. We have to find them out and specially clean those places. Similarly, in our mind, we have to find the spots. What are the spots? They are not spots. They are the desires, ego, possessiveness, inattention, insufficiencies, all these things, and remove them. So every day, every moment, from now on, I want you to do whatever is to be done joyfully and lovingly. Do whatever is necessary and do it very well. And at the end, Swamiji is saying, I want you to do whatever is to be done joyfully and lovingly. Do all your work while working, be joyful, be loving the work. Not that you will finish the work and then feel very joyful. While you are doing the work, While you take up the work, in the process of the work, love the work and be joyful. Even the spiritual pursuit is like that. Love the spiritual path itself. Love the walking on this path and be joyful that you are walking on this path. Do not constantly think, have I reached? Have I reached? Have I reached? Then you will never get peace. Love the path, love the walking itself, and you will be joyful. Do whatever is necessary and do it very well. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. Hari Om Tat Sat. Swamiji ends with this. My dear children, I feel so much of horripilation while reading this. Just seeing how beautifully Swamiji has opened up in front of us what we should do, what is the sadhana, how each and every moment can be full of Shraddha, attention, discovering oneself, removing the undesirables and bringing in the desirables. How each and every moment can be divinized like this. What can I say? When we read this, when we go through these talks, read them, think about them, I can only say that Swamini Namaste, Nataloka Bandho, Namaste, Namaste, Namaste. We are so blessed. So much of pearls He has thrown in front of us. It is for us to understand these are pearls, this is a treasure. Pick them up and pursue the sadhana that He has told us. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru. Sampurnam Jagadevanandanavanam Sarvepi Kalpadrumaha Gangam Vari Samasta Vari Nibaha Punya Samasta Kriyaha Vacha Prakrita Samskrita Shruti Shiro Varanasi Medini Sarvavasthitirasya Vastu Vishaya Drishti Parabrahmani Sarvavasthitirasya Vastu Vishaya Drishti Parabrahmani. Jai Guru, Jai Guru.